Peace, diehards. We are now in the diehard hour. We about about an hour early for that, but we in the diehard hour. We are talking about Knicks rookies and their impact going forward. And as you can see in this this thumbnail here, no more Knick Hives, man. The death of the Frank Hive is upon us, and it's time to move on, man. Die Knicks podcast. Without further ado, just get busy. Peace, stars. What's up? As you can see, I got something goofy going on with my eye here, man. But we're just gonna do the podcast anyway, man. So, I'm back from vacation, so I'm actually back on the day job, and it's killing me every ounce of my body. So my body's reacting to it, man. So I got to give me some sleep. But I couldn't sleep without talking about this, man, because I still see people talking about, just Nick narratives and stuff like that. People getting really upset about rookies playing and stuff. Shout out to my man State. He won't be with me tonight, but State is upset, too, from his side, because he's like the rookies are never going to play because of politics and because of Tibbs and this, that, and the other. And then the other side of the argument is that people just think that there's minutes for these guys. Because I mean, there's a reason why Tom Thibodeau likes to play his players, you know, like stick to like a rotation, like a 10-man rotation. 10-man is too much for him. He likes to keep it 8, maybe 9. You know what I'm saying? The purpose of that is to give everybody decent minutes, So the starters, he leans heavy on the starters, and then he gives a chance for the bench guys to come in and do what they do. So, I mean, without doing any math and stuff, Tom Thibodeau is definitely going to play most of the starters about 33 minutes. So I'd say average, straight across the board, 33 minutes a game. So, I mean, Fournier might be able to get a little bit less. Maybe Mitch might get a little bit more because, he didn't really play as much. But, of course, you want to try to mix in Obi and stuff like that, man. So, RJ is definitely going to play a lot because there's nobody really to back him up. We're talking about Burks and maybe Obi coming in into 3, and I'm quite sure a lot of you guys are not gonna like that. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is, man. So getting these rookies, man. How do we get them involved, and what is their role, and how should we think about it? Before we do that, man, let's just talk about the Frank Hive. Frank Ntilikina, man, he's been playing for the Knicks for about 4 years, man. From the beginning, I get it. He's like the ultimate like 2K player, my player. 6'5", and they made him like 6'7" by his 3rd year, and then all of a sudden he's back to 6'5". You know what I'm saying? It's like imagination. His long arms, 7-foot wingspan, this, that, and the other. Of course, that's gonna make like Knicks fans salivate because the word defense is hypnotizing for us because we won defense. We won championships due to defense in the 70s. Then we almost won championships with Ewing, with defense and stuff like that with Pat Riley. And then just going forward, it's just been like everybody just starving for that defense. Xavier McDaniel, people go to Xavier McDaniel. The heart and soul of the Knicks, Charles Oakley. People want to immortalize Charles Oakley, but he's a dick. That's proven to be that. But it's all imaginary. You know what I'm saying? So, just from dealing from that imagination, that's where Frank Hive came from, because they see the guy, that he has all the intangibles, the height, the length, and you can see him getting in shape and the workout videos and stuff like that. You want him to be Clyde Frazier, or you just want him to be somebody. You want him to be like the greatest defender to ever live. You just want him to play because you're just cheering for that guy that you just love. You're rooting for the kid. You want him to succeed. Now, there's a thin line between succeed and actually what's happening, man. So I mean, everybody wants Frank to succeed. If Frank succeeded as a Knick, it would fill so many holes for us, man. But you want to talk about other regimes, the Phil Jackson regime. You want to talk about Steve Mills and this, that, and the other. You could blame regimes. You could blame the way they developed him, quote unquote. But now that we have these rookies here, is that word development coming around to anybody? Nobody's talking about development. People are talking about give these guys starters, not starters minutes, but like rotational minutes. Guys want these guys to play a lot. You know what I'm saying? I'm hearing 15 minutes, 20 minutes. Like how? We got Derrick Rose. We got, Alec Burke. How do these guys play these heavy minutes when you already have guys established players that were here last year? They signed for X amount of money. How do you give them a shot right away? Now, just like a disclaimer. Once training camp starts and stuff, if McBride's is busting, if Grimes is busting ass, then they're gonna deserve those minutes, just like quickly. If I could use quickly as an example, shout out to Dennis Smith Jr. Dennis Smith Jr. It was his point guard spot to lose in training camp, and he lost it. He lost it so bad that because quickly played so well, quickly got pushed into the rotation, and Dennis Smith Jr. got traded for Derrick Rose. You know what I'm saying? So that very well could happen. Alec Burks can come out there. He could play whatever. It might not be what good, or maybe it doesn't fit, or maybe the Knicks just need something. So they might decide to move on from Alec Burke and maybe attach another player to him and send him somewhere else to get a player that we need, or maybe an asset or something like that. Or he just might just simply get benched, for a more productive, better player for what's going on with the Knicks. That very well could be Grimes, because we need shooting, and he's definitely a good defender. We already have enough ball handlers. We have quickly and we have Rose. So maybe we make a decision that maybe Burks is not on, like we have excess. So we can move Burks maybe to get a true backup small forward to back up RJ, or maybe or Fournier, whatever you guys are thinking, or something like that. Anything like that. Everything is on the board. As far as trades are concerned. But what you're not going to do is going to say that these rookies are going to play and just have Alec Burks sitting for 3 years. These guys are making $10 million at least for 2 years. They're on 2+1 contracts. You know what I'm saying? So you can't have guys sitting on the bench making $10 million. If they're not going to play, then they have to be traded. The rookies is a different story because these guys are on rookie scale deals, and you want to maximize, their contracts while, they're on a rookie deal. So, take advantage, because since you don't have to play them, you don't have to pay them. You can just play them, and then use their rookie contract to cheat on other aspects of the game that we're missing. So, it's just cool to think about. But, I just wanted to get that Frank Hive stuff out of the way. It was disgusting, man. I just don't want to argue with the fan base anymore. We waste so much energy talking about Frank Ntilikina when guys are saying, oh, man, you're looking at the scoring. You're looking at this too much. It's not always in the box score. But the dude was giving us like sub, like just fives across the board. 2 rebounds for somebody that's 6'5" with 7 foot wingspan, and he can't rebound. You know what I'm saying? He's supposed to be a point guard, and he's not giving you assists. He's taller than everybody. Like the rebounds to me is the shocking thing, because I feel like somebody with his size, he should at least be able to get rebounds. You know what I'm saying? He can't get into the basket, even though he has little moves here and there, but he just can't get to the basket. When he gets to the basket, he's not to the basket. When he's getting into the paint area, he's not looking to score at all. He's looking to pass. And that is just like just the manner in which he was going about things, like it just wasn't winning. And for somebody like Tom Thibodeau, who's an established coach and whatever in this league, seeing plenty of players come and go, he didn't go to him. He just didn't go to him. He didn't play him at all. He rather played another player who I won't name, right now. So Elfrid Payton, okay, we play Elfrid Payton because he just trusts the body of work. You know what I'm saying? You cannot like of course guys are gonna have to work hard and to get on the court. But if you don't have a body of work to play off of, I can't really trust you, fam. You're really gonna have to blow me away. If you're not blowing me away, then I can't trust you. Simple as that. Somebody that's been in the NBA that averaged 10-6, for his career, had big stretches of games where he had triple doubles for like a week's worth of games. He had triple doubles. He's done that in the NBA. Frank has never done that. Whether or not you agree that he got enough starts, because he did start a lot in this NBA, injuries and stuff like that. You want to blame injuries that he was rolling, but he didn't give enough shots, due to injuries. If you believe that, then I don't know what to tell you, man. But this is not a Frank Ntilikina episode, even though I am kind of exploiting him here in this thumbnail, Frank Hive there. But I want to talk about the rookies, man. So I want to give some love to my man here. This is May the 4th. This is the first comment he made here. He wants to talk about Amir Sims. Now the thing about Amir Sims, man, is that he plays a position that we need. Now let me just leave it up there. You want to say power forward? He played power forward. He is probably a power forward. When my first assessment, when I first ever saw him play, he plays exactly like Julius Randle. Now, temper that, of course. Like, he's not going to be a dominant guy where he's going to bring the ball up the court, the way Randle does. That's not what I'm saying. Just in the way that he plays, he's looking to pass. He's looking to facilitate from that power forward, small forward position. You know what I'm saying? So that's the reason why I give him that comparison to Julius Randle. As far as athletic ability, running and jumping, they're about the same. Julius Randle's not really that much of a run and jump athlete. He's strong. Definitely Julius Randle's more established, strong wise, strength wise. But as far as the game, he really sees the floor really well, looking to pass and stuff. In summer league, I would have liked to see him get loose a little bit, but I felt like he might have been nervous, put in that position where he's a second round pick. Not even a second round pick. He's a guy that came on as basically like a walk on. If you want to look at it from a high school or college standpoint, he's coming in as a walk on. So there's a lot of pressure on him to figure out what to do. Maybe his handlers are telling him that he needs to show that he can fit on the NBA roster. So maybe that's why you didn't see a lot of crazy stuff from Amir Sims, excuse me, Sims with two M's. But I think he's a good player. I think he's a guy that has a shot to be amongst these rookies that we have here, that actually sticks on the roster and does something for us. So I'm really, really excited for what he can do for us, man. But we'll see. That's like high expectations for a dude like that. But like I said, I like him a lot. All these guys that we picked, they all seem to have the same makeup. I made a joke on a couple of podcasts talking about the police department. Like most police officers got the beady eyes and they had the stone face, and they all have a similar profile. About the way that they communicate with people, just the stature, the way that they walk, eyes, and everything. I always make that. I'm just kind of like halfway joking there. But as far as like aptitude or something like that, if they're giving these guys aptitude tests or something like that, I feel like the Knicks are pulling from the same cloth, if so to speak, when they're choosing players, man. So I feel like Amir Johnson. Amir Johnson. I'm thinking about what is that? Is that was he like an ex player? Was he the last team? I think he was on Philly, I think, right? Mr. Power Forward, Amir Johnson. But Amir Sims, I'm thinking he's cut from the same cloth as Jericho Sims, Juice McBride, Quentin Grimes, and even Rokas too. So we'll talk about all these guys as time goes in, man. But I would like to see him get a shot, man. But he has an uphill battle, man. And I think he's really gonna make his bread in the summer league if he decides to hang out with the Knicks and sign one of those summer league deals. So we'll definitely probably see a lot of him in Westchester, and I hope he plays really well, man, because like we definitely need that Westchester Knicks thing to keep grinding. Because we had guys like Kenny Wooten. Remember guys wanted to give Kenny Wooten a major deal. Now Kenny Wooten's not even. I don't even know what team he plays for now. You know what I'm saying. So Amir Sims definitely would be very important for us in that Westchester Knicks, man. So I'm looking forward to Westchester Knicks, man. They're gonna be really, really competitive, man. Shout out to all of our guys. I want to talk about Jericho Sims for a second because I don't have him in the thumbnail. I actually didn't have room there because I got a little excited with this Frank Ntilikina stuff. But when you want to talk about like potential, I think Jericho Sims, if anybody, has the most potential to make the rotation because we got Mitchell Robinson that's injury prone, and we got Nerlens Noel who's injury prone as well. And then the only other guy that you have to trust is Taj Gibson, who is also injury prone. You know what I'm saying? So you got three guys in front of Jericho Sims that are all injury prone. Shout out to Taj Gibson. He plays his ass off. He'll play hurt. Nerlens Noel will play hurt as well. Mitchell Robinson, I give him credit too because he'll play hurt as well. But for more times than anything, he'll hurt himself to the point where like a broken foot, a broken hand and stuff like that. So, you just have to watch the way that he plays. Maybe from the simple fact of him working out so much is maybe they're trying to build bone density, and get his bones nice and strong so he won't get these little nagging injuries, hairline fractures and shit like that. You can't really trust them to put him out there. So hit that extra lifting, not so much the weight, just more like the just getting the bones strong from the constant lifting of the heavy weight. Maybe that'll add some strength to the bones there. So that's what I'm hoping with the weight. But with Mitchell Robinson's weight now, you're talking about a guy that got his fame for blocking somebody at the rim, falling on the floor, then running out to the three and blocking the three. You know what I'm saying? A guy that's going to be counted on to guard the perimeter a lot. You know what I'm saying? And he's 270. So I mean, like somebody that's 270, running around. I don't expect anybody 270 to fall on the floor, jump up, and run to the 3-point line and block a 3-point shot. So we're probably going to see a different Mitchell Robinson going forward into the season. But I'm anxious. I'm anxious to see how he plays because I want to see how he plays with the four offensive talents that we have coming into the season, man. So I anticipate that Mitchell Robinson is going to get a lot of alley-oops, man. Because with Kemba with the ball, Julius Randle over there, freaking Fournier over there, and RJ over there. Nobody's guarding Mitchell Robinson because you got to double off somebody. So Mitchell Robinson's going to be, getting ready to catch alley oops like crazy. So it's interesting, but back to Jericho Sims for the simple fact that he's just so strong, man. I made a point with him and Obi. The reason why I don't get on Jericho Sims as much as I get on Obi is because Jericho Sims at least does what his position traditionally is supposed to do. As far as like somebody, a power guy, he's able to seal off his position. If a ball is coming up for the rebound, whether or not he's behind the guy or in front of the guy, if he's behind the guy, he typically moves the guy a little bit enough where he can get into position and try to snatch the rebound from behind. If he's in front, the guy behind him is not pushing Jericho Sims. You know what I'm saying? Jericho Sims has his position sealed off. You know what I'm saying? So that's something that, like, if you're a coach you love, anybody that's a coach, that if you see if you could teach a big man to do that, and they're strong in this, if you've never seen him before and he's on your team, if he's on your summer league team, if he's on your I don't know, rec league team, or maybe you're just like coaching AAU or whatever, and you happen to get a kid like this, you're salivating because you know that if he sets a pick, that kid is not getting around him, man. He sets great picks, and then he knows how to roll. He doesn't jam the roll. He kind of like floats in nicely. But as he floats in, he's keeping his position. Nobody's like pushing him or anything like that. He has guys sealed off. So I mean, like a couple of alley oops, in summer league, the alley oop was coming, and you could see that Jericho Sims kind of sealed his man off to the point where his man couldn't even jump with him. So Jericho Sims had a guy with him the whole time guarding him, and he was able to jump up and get that alley oop, untouched. And then also too, he jumped so high and with such power that nobody wants to jump at him, because it's not even the simple fact that he could jump. It's the simple fact that I don't want any physical contact with this kid. You know what I'm saying? He is a huge he's a grown man. We're talking about like a man child. So I just think that Jericho Sims has the best chance to crack the rotation due to all the intangibles that we have with this roster, with the center. Talking about, like I said, all the injury history for all three of the guys in front of him, and even stuff like just like foul trouble and things of that nature. Nerlens Noel can't catch. You know what I'm saying? Even though he'll risk his life to block a shot, he can't catch. You know what I'm saying? So these are things that are in there. And also Taj Gibson, for as valuable and as smart as he is as a player, he is getting older, man. So I can't expect him to go out there and risk his life every single night, just to get the 5 points and 5 rebounds. You know what I'm saying? So Jericho Sims is going to be the spot is more closer for him to get into that rotation than some of these other rookies, man. So I guess we'll talk about Deuce next, man. Deuce McBride. Deuce McBride, he is as close to Frank, as being like a Frank Hive, like the Deuce Hive, the Deuce McBride Hive. Oh man, the potential for that to go crazy is out of control, man. Because we got Kemba, we got Rose, and we got Quickly. These guys here, like say Mr. Quickly, we got to give it up to him. He was our rookie last year, Mr. Quickly. Quickly is our rookie last year. What did he do? He ended up, getting to like the rookie teams and stuff like that. Averaged 11 points, and had a lot of games where he actually scored a lot. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, man. I feel like we should give him a little bit more credit, because if he was on any other team, they would be starting. Like if he was on, like, I don't know, like a team that needs a point guard through the draft. He would definitely be starting. Let's say if he was on Detroit right now. If Quickly was on Detroit playing the way he's playing, he would be like automatic starter there. You know what I'm saying? Teams that are like on the low on the totem pole, that need a point guard, he definitely will be there. So we got to give him a little bit of credit, man. I'm not sure if if anybody would want him to start. I don't think anybody's saying that in New York. But like I said, like this these teams that like OKC, I could see him going to OKC and possibly doing something there. Even though they made their draft choices this year too, man. So they have their own players, but teams like that quickly would definitely be starter material. Or like to say if the Knicks didn't make the playoffs and we're doing that thing again, quickly would be our starter at the moment. So like I said, I'm just saying that he needs to get a lot more credit within the fan base and stuff. But the thing is, we do have Rose, and we do have Kemba Walker. So I mean, between those three guys and also Alec Burke. I talked about Alec Burke a little bit before, talking about the small forward spot. But last year he was our closer. He was our closer sometimes. He had 30 points plenty of times, saved us plenty of times. He's credited for a lot of like at least like I want to say like 10, just throw it out there, 10 games that he won by himself this year. You know what I'm saying? Especially like in the beginning when he was averaging 20 for like the first 4 games, and then he was hurt. He came back, became the closer. You know what I'm saying? Then you gotta give these guys credit for a reason. But anyway, I just named 4 guys that could potentially play point guard for us. There's someone that Tom Thibodeau is going to trust over rookies. But I will say Tom Thibodeau was the one that was on the phone with McBride before he got drafted. You know what I'm saying? So he likes McBride so much that he wanted to call him personally and talk to him. Of course, coaches talk to players before the game starts, but there was rumors that McBride was Tom Thibodeau's guy. There was a lot of extra scouting going on. Then also they just weren't making it. They weren't hiding it. Tom Thibodeau was seen, talking to the guy. You know what I'm saying, talking to his people and stuff. So like in other circles, other scouts and stuff, they see that. So they said that the Knicks had a hard on for McBride, and we draft him. And then who's talking to him? Tom Thibodeau with an extended conversation. It wasn't just, hey, congratulations, good luck to you. It wasn't one of those. He was like, yes, yep, yep, no doubt, yep, he was like really talking to him. So Deuce McBride is Tom Thibodeau's guy. So if there's an opportunity for this kid to get on the floor, there will be no hesitation to get him out there because Tom Thibodeau likes him. So I have no doubt in my mind that he's going to show exactly what he did in summer league, in practice and then preseason and stuff like that. So it's more key in practice for these guys. Training camp and preseason. I think Tom Thibodeau is more than likely just going to get himself ready for the season. So when you're talking about, like the ability to move into that rotation, that's definitely going to happen behind the scenes. It's going to be stuff that we don't see. You know what I'm saying? It's similar to Quickly, but Quickly in that last preseason game last year, when he basically came in there and took the world by storm. If you want to say that, we didn't really hear much from Quickly, man. So temper your expectations in preseason. All these guys that we're going to talk about, they're all going to get their shot at some point. Injuries happen. There's COVID. There's, even though guys are vaccinated, they still getting checked all the time, and they still coming up, negative. I mean, I'm positive for this virus and stuff. So there's always going to be opportunity for guys to get minutes for whatever reason. Now, if these guys come in and play so well that now you can make a decision to do something about the veteran in front of him. It's got to be a trade. Like I said, I mentioned this before. It has to be a trade. You can't just have Alec Burks sitting on the bench doing nothing. With 2 guaranteed years on his contract, you can't do that, man. You're wasting an asset. So if McBride comes in and does something, so much that you need to make a move, then a move has to be made. And then you just have to just deal with that because you get what you ask for. You know what I'm saying? You get what you ask for. So if you want McBride to play so bad. If he does play good, then somebody got to go. Maybe it's Derrick Rose. Maybe it could be Walker. You never know. Or it could be Quickly. So you got to keep that in mind. Trades don't have to happen. But when you're talking about trying to get a team better and whatever, and we're lacking in certain areas, if we have excess, then we could take certain players, put them together, and get a player in a position that we could use. Yeah, man. So shout out to Deuce McBride. Without talking so much about his game, of course, defender. The guy could shoot. He could shoot. His ability to shoot is what surprises me the most. His ability to get to the basket is kind of underwhelming, but it's more of a pro way. He gets to the basket in a pro way. He's not gonna amaze you with crossovers and stuff like that. But change the direction, he's good at that. If he does go get a beeline to the basket, he's able to finish within contact and within traffic and things like that. And he shows some bunnies. So he is a good player, man. He is what he is. But, like I said, temper your expectations and let's not make it a freaking Deuce McBride hive. It doesn't need to be a Deuce McBride hive. Everybody knows this kid can play. But we got other guys that can play too, man. You know what I'm saying? That are not rookies. Deuce McBride has to prove himself on a professional level. So anyway, Quentin Grimes. When I first saw Quentin Grimes play for the Knicks, I called him hot garbage. Now listen, first impressions is everything. If you come out there and you show yourself a certain way, especially if somebody is just coming into this podcast for the first time, you get your first impressions of me and you go, Skip, You might not even see the rest of the podcast. But if you give guys a chance, then you can see that maybe this guy knows what he's talking about. Or same thing with Quentin Grimes. Give a guy a chance, maybe this guy really knows how to play. So from the first game and the second game, kinda. Once I got to the third game and then the rest of the games preseason, outside of his scoring that he did the last couple games, just his ability to play plus basketball is what excites me about Quentin Grimes. He plays defense. That's number one. I never say you don't play defense. He plays defense. He plays within himself. He's not trying to do anything extra. Even the last few games when he was scoring, he wasn't going crazy. He wasn't no isolation moves where he was fading away, posting up and doing stuff like that. He was getting his scoring within the flow of the game. Which is amazing within itself. So, I'm going to say it again about Quentin Grimes. If you're playing in the park, and this guy, and you pick this guy up, let's say we at West 4th, because they got the tournament going on at West 4th right now, which is ending this weekend, by the way. So if anybody hasn't checked it out at West 4th, take yourself down there so you can see some games. But anyway, if you're playing in these tournaments, whatever, and you got Quentin Grimes on your team, you have a great chance to win. I just say it like that. If Quentin Grimes is on the floor, same way like Frank Ntilikina, you think that Frank Ntilikina is like a glue guy? You want to say glue guy, or just somebody that's gonna give you the intangibles? Somebody that you got to have him on your squad to win. Quentin Grimes really is that guy. You know what I'm saying? He's not gonna do anything. He doesn't turn the ball over. He keeps his head up. He runs the floor every single time, both defense and offense. He is just a winning basketball player, man. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, first impressions is one thing. Once you give a guy a chance, you're able to change that impression. So my impression of Quentin Grimes, excellent basketball player, man. I'm glad that we have him. And it's another thing. Circle Alec Burke, because Alec Burke will be the one that will have to go if Quentin Grimes comes up. Of course, there's going to be a spot with the small forward spot, but we already got Quickly, and we got Rose. You know what I'm saying? So Burks is going to be that 3. He's going to be in the mix of that 3. So, I'm not even going to mention Knox. You know what I'm saying? Quentin Grimes, he can easily just come in there and be the small forward for us. It's possible. He's strong enough. That's one thing. He's a big guy. He's not like frail or anything. So I think he can handle small forwards in the NBA at times. Of course, he's coming off the bench. He's not starting. You know what I'm saying? So, he's a good basketball player. I'm really excited about what Grimes can do in his career. Of course, his career hasn't started yet. So good luck to him. I hope that he could show what's good, in his game and stuff. What's going on here? I guess Rokas. You want to say Rokas? I never can get his last name. I'm not even going to try. So my first impressions of him is he's a pro. Like if I could compare him to the other guy, saying Luka Vildoza. If I compare the two players, they're both about the same height. 6'3". They say Vildoza's 6'5" or something like that. Maybe he's 6'3" too. Maybe he might be even smaller than 6'3" because he just looks. He has short arms. His arms are not really long. He doesn't have a strong stature. You know what I'm saying? His legs don't really look too good. He kind of like plays like, yeah, I know what I'm talking about. Then he gets stripped. You know what I'm saying? So. And he looks like he could play defense, but then he could barely jump. You know what I'm saying? Rokas is not that guy. I think Rokas does everything that we want Vildoza to do, but just a little bit more stronger in all aspects, even shooting. Vildoza, you see him launching half-court shots and this, that, and the other. Rokas is going to make those more than not, and to make it with strength and with vigor. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm glad that he went to Europe because he's able to earn a living there. He has a complete out of his contract. So if the Knicks decide to bring him over, I don't think he has like the stipulations that some of these other guys have. So I think Rokas, the potential for him coming, I don't know about this year, but maybe the following year, maybe even sometime this year. Like you really never know what's going to happen as far as trades and stuff. I'll throw something out there after I finish talking about Rokas, man. But I really like his size. I really like the fact that he can speak English. That's very important to throw Frank into the mix, man, because Frank couldn't speak English that well when he first came down here. So how could he be the starting point guard? The guy can't speak English, and he doesn't have a personality. Say like the guy that went to Boston, Dennis Schroeder, right? Dennis Schroeder, he's from Germany. He had a language barrier too, but the thing with Dennis Schroeder is he's nasty. He's disgusting, So even though he can't speak English well, he has a way of communicating. You know what I'm saying? So you're going to be able to communicate with somebody like Dennis Schroeder. Somebody like Frank, to this day, the guy don't communicate. You know what I'm saying? So that's really the really the big thing with these international players. They have to be able to speak English, man. If they can't speak English, they shouldn't come over. So Rokas, when he speaks clear. He does have a little language barrier, like how do you say, but he still can communicate very well. He knows all the slangs and stuff like that. He can communicate in the way that you communicate on defense. The little bullshit words that they always say, talk, whatever they say. You can hear them when they mic'd up. He can participate in those type of things there. So that's what I like about him. To compare, of course, everybody's gonna go to the guys from Phoenix. The guy that was on Phoenix, he's on Miami. Him and his brother. Of course, they played. They're from the same part of the world. You know what I'm saying? Can't get his name. I'm quite sure somebody will say his name there in the chat. But he's along that line. He's just a tall point guard that they could play off and on the ball. And I just think there's somebody that we definitely could circle once we make moves. And then we say, like, how are we gonna get this type of play? We don't have any money. We don't have any more salary cap left over. Hey, Rokas, you want to come over? There you go, fill in that spot. So there you go with that with our rookies, man. If I miss anybody, let me know in the chat. I haven't said anything to anybody in the chat yet, but I'll get to it in a second. But I keep talking about trade, right? So of course, they got Dame Lillard's name is going to be thrown out there right off the bat, So Dame Lillard is playing in Portland. They're trying to win with him. He already got his boy, excuse me, guys. TJ McCollum. He's already saying that Dame is ready and this, that, and the other. But I mean, once they play the season, everything gets going. If these guys are still down in the eighth, because they always be in the eighth, like around eighth, and then they'll come up to the seventh and whatever. If they down in the eighth and then like they're still fighting to get into the playoffs, then they might, then Dame might be like, yo, all right, listen, that's it. We got to go. This is too much, because all these other teams are getting better. Supposedly Portland is getting better too. But if Portland can't get out of that anchor that they're stuck in the eighth seed, stuck in the seventh, sixth, seventh, eighth seed all this time, and sometimes below that, if they get to the point where they potentially can miss the playoffs, the Dame's got to go, man. So here's the thing. I mentioned Alec Burks. We got Quentin Grimes to take his spot. I believe in him. Deuce McBride, Deuce McBride is there. We got Rose potentially. He might want to get out of here. Just to because he's on a different plane, man. So you never know if he might want like a break or something like that. So maybe he might want to get closer to Chicago. Maybe get traded to Chicago. Who knows, man? You never know. Maybe Walker might want to do that. Quickly, I don't want to say quickly because he's still on a rookie deal, but maybe quickly might want to go. You know what I'm saying? So you can add a Burks to that. Maybe throw Noel in there just for the money purposes. Now you're talking like basically 25 million there. That's 25 million worth of players. Maybe you can add another player in there just to make the money work or whatever. It's all potential, all bullshit. You know what I'm saying? But and it also doesn't have to be Dame either. It could be another player. You know what I'm saying? So it's all potential for the Knicks to get better in some kind of way. So it's very important just to keep that in mind, especially when you keep crying that you want these rookies to play. If you want the rookies to play, there is consequences to it. Some guys are going to have to go. Not because they're not playing in particular, but not because we have a vendetta against certain players, or not because there's an Alec Burks hive somewhere and people are going to get pissed off that we trade Alec Burks. It's about the Knicks, man. Fuck all the dumb shit. It's about the Knicks. So if there's an opportunity for the Knicks to get better as a team, then we got to do it, man. It doesn't, like I said, it doesn't have to be Dame. It could be something in such a way where that maybe we might need to make a move where we say, like, I don't know, say Fournier might not be good as a starter. Maybe he needs to come off the bench, and maybe move RG back to the 2. Now we need a real small, that type of thing. Anything can happen. Maybe even a center. Because shout out to next year's draft. If we could talk about that for a slight second, I think we might need to be looking at drafting like a starting center, in the next draft going forward. So anyway, that's something to talk about another time. And so I see some names here that I recognize. So I just want to say what's up to the chat before we get up out of here. So you guys really communicated today, man. Of course, Knicks community, what's up, man? Tricky loves the pod, man. Keep asking for a link. Today's just a solo pod, man. I just want to get whatever thoughts I have about these young guys. Like I said, I believe in every last one of them, even Amir Sims, man. Shout out to May the 4th. He mentioned Amir Sims right away. And that's the guy that I circle too, man. He's somebody that's intriguing to me. I feel like that he's somebody that we can keep in the fold. That maybe just like I said, Rokas is in Europe. Maybe after we make some moves, Amir Sims might be ready to come up. So that's so important. Westchester Knicks, man. Yeah, man. Shout out to the Grimes Hive. Shout out to Team McBride. Whatever you want to say. The Big 15 Hive. Greg Castillo is funny as hell, man. I like I love his contribution. Like and subscribe, man. As he's asking for links. The way that Tricky Nicky is asking to get on the podcast, maybe he should get on there. So if everybody wants to see Tricky Nicky on the pod, let me know and we'll see what we can do here. Big Taz, shout out to Big Taz. What else is going on here? Die Hard just reached. Yeah, I'm about like 1,200 right now. So shout out to everybody. I can't get subscriptions by myself. Guys, have been coming in and seeing what I'm saying, and guys are like I said, like the chat is going good, man. I really appreciate you guys for coming in here. So I'll make it another announcement another time. Because I need you guys' help. I appreciate you guys coming in these lives, but going forward, I'm gonna need you guys' help a little bit more, man. So once again, thanks for coming in here. Just scrolling in some guys here that I haven't seen in a while. We got Reese Rolex here. A couple guys here. Touch pass. What's going on here? Somebody. It's just like some freaky deaky stuff. Mr. May the 4th. Gotta watch myself with May the 4th, man. He's gonna get sensitive if I start snapping on him. Let me see here. Anybody else new that I never seen before? Yeah, he's no longer hard garbage, man. He's a good basketball player. That's Quentin Grimes. Yeah, I'm just scrolling through here to say what's up. This is Rafael Ellis Diaz. I've never seen him before. Of course, I've seen him before. Lord have mercy. I'm sorry, my brother. This is a guy I would like to speak to, man. For guys that follow man. Shout out to him. He chose to to go back to his ministry, man. I heard about that like a few days ago, man. So shout out to him for all the followers that used to subscribe to his podcast. He had good content there, different kind of vibe over there, what he was doing. But what he was talking about, man. Valuable member to the Knicks community. And I remember seeing Rafael Diaz on that show, and then maybe on Freezy also. Yeah, man. Shout out to everybody, man. Yeah, so I'm not really into like the large panel type of thing, but I like to have people on here, man. Like my man Knicks at Night TV. This is my guy here too. I've been communicating with him, so we'll see if we can get him on the show again. We gotta find the right topic so we can really go crazy on. What else here? Yeah, sorry for all the bullshit, guys. I'm just trying to give guys a little bit of love. Shout out to Mensa Deshaun. I've seen him on the show before. Yeah, man, he took all his content down and everything, man. It's kind of like you feel bad, when guys do that. But the same thing, like if I could bring it back to the Knicks and stuff, like you can't be selfish, man. You can't be selfish about just what you want. Like back to Frank Ntilikina, and I'm hopefully I don't have to ever speak about him again. But Frank Ntilikina, people want him to play good so bad that they want the Knicks to lose. They rather the Knicks lose every game just as long as Frank played. And I just thought that was disgusting, bro. That was so disgusting as a fan base to have to deal with that all the time. And then you can't even talk about basketball because he's too busy arguing about, bro, he can't shoot. Yeah, but he shoots 90% from the corner three. Yeah, man, but he shoots like 80% from the 2-point range, man. So, I mean, like, the guy's not a good basketball player. Oh, but he plays defense. Who did he stop? Oh, he stopped James Harden at one time. You know what I'm saying? And meanwhile, the same game, James Harden had like 90 points that game. You know what I'm saying? He almost broke the Garden record with like 61. I think he had like 60 that game. So he almost broke the Garden record, with Frank Ntilikina. Oh, but he didn't guard him the whole time. It's like that conversation is so insane. So I mean, please, God, you Knick fans out there, I don't want to hear that about Jericho Sims. Yes, Jericho Sims can actually play. Deuce McBride can actually play. Quentin Grimes can actually play. But I don't want to hear the fucking bullshit about like, oh, he better play, they just want to play this guy, Tibbs is this, Tibbs is that. Listen, just chill, fam. We have a good basketball team. We got 10 guys that we could play before we even think about talking about the rookies, man. So if all things work, everybody's healthy, everything gels the same way it gelled last year, especially adding Walker and Fournier. If these guys could gel, the 10 guys, we're gonna have a freaking dope basketball team, man. I don't anticipate the defense being as hardcore as last time, but we don't have to work as hard because we got guys that can score. Those times when Bullock got the ball in the corner and he just launches up a three and he constantly launches three, finishes the game with 38 minutes and 0 points. That's not gonna happen with Fournier. Even Fournier, when he got to Boston that first game, he did go, I think, like 0 for 7 or 0 for 11, something like that. But he went on to have a decent time there in Boston. In Orlando, he had 5 years straight, 17, 3-3. So I mean, Fournier and you cannot forget about the Olympics. He stood toe to toe with the NBA players and the international players, being the leading scorer over there in France. You know what I'm saying? So you can see the makeup that he has. So he's not Reggie Bullock, fam. When if you pass the ball to Fournier, if it's 1-on-1, that defender better be ready. He better have his sneakers tied. Because Fournier can score this ball in this world, man. He's an international sensation, basically. You know what I'm saying? And he loves the Knicks. Like, if you saw his interview on Knicks Fan TV, he loves the Knicks. He's one of those guys that grew up a Knicks fan, just like me and you. You know what I'm saying? So somebody puts that jersey on, he is gonna ball out. Absolutely. There's no evidence saying that he won't. Kemba Walker's the same way. You want to keep talking about his knees? If you keep talking about his knees, then if he gets hurt, you can't say nothing. Because this is what you asked for. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, if guys could stay relatively healthy and those 10 guys, man, it's going to be a very strong team to mess with. And regardless about like who has the ball and whatever, you're talking about 4 really good basketball players with Mr. Mitchell Robinson open. Mitchell Robinson is open. He's going to be open all the time. So it's going to be. I cannot wait to this happen to the season starts, man. And like I said, like I wrote these guys' names down. I'm gonna say it again: Amir Sims, Jericho Sims, Deuce McBride, Quentin Grimes, and even my man Rokas over there. You want to talk about Vildoza too? These guys are going to be good for us. Check them out in the Westchester Knicks for a while, man. Hopefully they're over there and they can really get some some chemistry within each other. So when they do get their opportunity to come up here, they'll be ready to contribute. But down the line, man, it's gonna be down the line. Down the line, it should all work. So yeah, man. Are you guys getting at Mr. Tricky Nicky? Oh, he's asking for insults, man. So this my man Tricky, he just trying to be secondary character here on the show here, man. But thanks for listening, guys. It's your boy Eru. Shout out to this pink eye here, man. That is just exhaustion. But I had to get out here and get these thoughts out before the next few podcasts come up. Shout out to State. We'll probably be on tomorrow to discuss some things, man. There's some unfinished business with something we was talking about before, and then it seems to be something going on the Twitter airwaves that needs to be settled. So we'll talk about that tomorrow. So tune in for the Die Hard Hour. It'll be about now. Right now it's 8:00. I usually go on at 9. So I really don't have anything scheduled. Like the whole dire state of mind thing that me and State do is not something that's scheduled. We just kind of just do it whenever we can do it. So tomorrow's probably gonna be one of those days when we do it. And look out for more content, man. I'm gonna need you guys' help too going forward. I'll make a formal post about that a little bit later. But yeah, man, thank you very much. I appreciate you guys showing love. Shout out to Andy there. Andy always comes in there. I appreciate all you guys in the chat that's been helping me out and stuff and listening to the podcast. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. And if you haven't hit the thumbs up, please hit the thumbs up on your way out. Of course, it helps the channel, man. So it helps. As soon as you hit that thumbs up, it helps the algorithms and get this thing popping here, man. So if you enjoy watching me sweat and my eye throbbing, and stuff like that, if you enjoy the way that I do things, please hook a brother up, man. And like I said, I'm going to be asking for your help soon, man. So watch out for that post coming. And that's the end, man. So Eru out. 4 fingers to that forehead, tucking the thumb. Salute. Shout out to NBK fam. That's on this side right here at the bottom of the screen. Those are my guys. I'm always gonna big up everybody that even if you don't big me up, I'm gonna big you up. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to all the content creators out there. Let's build some good content, man. We're gonna have a great season. And just look out for more Die Knicks podcasts, man. Peace. See you guys in the next one.